And we are back. New Pack City, Hawks fans worldwide. Welcome back to your favorite weekly Hawks Hoopcast. It's Wednesday, February 23rd. I go by Lou Starsky, aka Chairman of the Boards, and we are well rested after an All-Star break and ready for another great show where we are going to discuss what we expect from the second half from this team. Who do we expect to improve the most and impact that second half? We'll give our opinions on that. We'll talk about the Zion controversy. We'll update the JC injury a little bit, and then we may or may not have time to talk about Morant and Trae Young, whether they should eventually join forces, or if you like the idea of them being adversaries for the next 15 years in the NBA. So we got that, and we also talk about our chances by Vegas's odds on what our chances are to win the championship. And with all that out of the way, we will bring in Mike. What's going on? It looks like we lost Damon here a little bit.
Yo, what it up? What's up, man?
And we may be having some technical difficulties over on Facebook, but we'll work it out. We'll work it out. It's just kind of a quick show. There was really nothing going on but this All-Star game, and all the editings that I was able to do was not able to be fixed in time. But so we're just gonna wing it. How are you?
Yeah. Great. I'm good, man.
Well, what is? Let me ask you this, because we had him on back here. You know, we were watching watching Trae Young trying to guard Steph Curry in the All-Star game was kind of gave me the Hawks regular season defense vibes. A lot of just running out and cash money on the threes. But what's your favorite? Here, I'm going to bring in Damon for this one. But what are y'all's favorite Atlanta Hawks All-Star memories?
All-Star memories?
Yeah.
All-Star games?
All-Star game, All-Star weekend. Mine would be Dominique going against Michael Jordan.
I must say, for me, man, I'm younger, so it's like it ain't many, bro. Like basically Trae or Josh Smith winning the dunk contest, but before that, yeah, you gonna have to say neat. But that's like I said, slipped before my time, man. So the time you talking that I start paying attention to basketball, I like 4, bro. So what year was that dunk contest? I mean, I'm 87,
80 something.
88.
Yeah, 88.
Yeah, see, well, in fact, I wasn't even 4.
80.
So
wait, 80. Hold on. It's two of them.
Wait.
It's two of them. 86 was it 87? He beat Jordan, and then 88, the one in Chicago Stadium when Dominique got cheated because when you watch all them little stupid commercials and stuff, what they don't tell you or show you is that was Jordan when he jumped from that free throw line. That was his second attempt. He missed the first attempt, and they still gave him because he needed a 50 to win. How you get a 50 on a second attempt?
Yeah, and back then was different too.
Like, that's crazy to me, man. I was like, they blatantly just cheated us just because if the All-Star game is anywhere else but Chicago, Neat win that dunk contest again. But they cheated us. I was like,
wow. Yeah, well, see, didn't know that little tidbit, but yeah, like I said, you going back that far, I was like 0 and 1. So,
well, let me say this about All-Stars. There's 3 unhappy All-Stars in the league right now. We got Dame Lillard, we got Donovan Mitchell, and we have Zion Williamson. It's a 2-part question here. Who would you rather see the Hawks go for, or who would you rather see the Hawks on this Hawks team out of those 3? And who has the better chance of actually being here? I'll go with Damon first.
I would say, you already know who I want, player. Send me Zion, baby. I want that Zion. I want that Z in the building, man.
You really think Zion is just fronting and can lose the weight and be a productive member of the NBA for 10 years?
I believe it wholeheartedly. I think the only reason he put on the weight is to force his way out of New Orleans. And guess what? It's working because the Pelicans sent out their little season ticket holder brochure to renew your season tickets. And his name is not even included. They put Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, and as somebody else, but his name's not in it. Bro, Zion hasn't even been to the facility in 10 weeks. He
What?
don't want to be there, bro. So he's just
Well, did he
forcing
reach out
his
to
way
CJ
out.
McCollum?
Yeah, he did. Guess when he reached out to CJ McCollum? After CJ went on the air and said, "Yeah, Zion ain't called me or nothing." Then Zion calls him. Man, Zion don't want to be there, man.
He's like,
Shit.
"Hey man, you want to play some video games?"
Zion like, bro, listen, I'm in Oregon right now. I'm only reaching out because you tried to put me on blast. But guess what? You probably won't see me no more unless I'm coming to clean my locker out on my way to Atlanta. So
Man, that would be interesting. Who would you lose for it? I mean, they got to give up
I
JC. They got to give
don't care.
up a bunch of picks.
Bro, this dude averaged 25 and 7 doing what? What
Doing
does
what?
Zion do
Well,
and still
as
give you?
mine, what is he giving up for Zion? I can listen to all that. I mean, but that's the
Oh, I
key.
already answered that. I already answered that.
What was it?
I don't care
Care?
who we
All
give
right.
up. I don't care who we give up to get this. That dude is amazing, bro. I followed him
How
when he was
tall
with
is he?
Pelicans. 6'8",
6'8" with the shoes on?
I mean, I
man.
don't know. I mean, it's whatever.
Demond is not impressed.
And I don't care what he is. You hear me? 25 and 7 and shoot with what he shot last year, like
He shot like 40.
64%.
He shot 41% from the three too with that ugly flick shot.
So the ugly
Bruh,
fix.
come on,
Zion
man. Like that.
don't come here though, man. Zion didn't say he want to come here. He said he want to go play with Ja.
Nah, what I heard was when he walked past that goddamn lottery table, I saw him rubbing that emblem,
Yeah,
that
but
Atlanta Hawk emblem. He
that ain't
rubbed that
recent.
emblem.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
get
I
me
That was
understand all
excited,
that,
Demond.
but
I don't
that's
even
not
like
recent.
Zion and Demond getting me excited.
dude, because
Don't get
that dude is
don't
a
get your hopes
that.
up, man. The Hawks don't do nothing in the off season. You just
Hey, you know what?
wait and see
The
what they
Hawks.
do.
Hey, you know what? We may not do nothing in the off season. As long as we don't do nothing to hurt ourselves, because I mean, like I tell people, at the end of the day, man, it takes
That's not
2 or
hurt 'em.
3 teams to make a trade. So I mean, we can want whoever we want, but if the other team is trying to, fleece us, then you got to turn the deal down, and it is what it is. Same thing with the Ben Simmons deal. I'm glad Travis didn't take on Tobias Harris and to get Ben Simmons. I'm glad because now we'd have been stuck for 3 years with these dudes.
Right.
So I mean, it
Well, we
is
still
what
have
it
some
is.
flexibility. And then
Yeah, I mean, you can still go get a. Now, I would say this: you can go ahead and mark off Dame Lillard until he requests a trade. They're not even entertaining nothing because when they moved CJ McCollum, you best to believe they ran that by Dame Lillard. You know what I'm saying? And he had to sign off on that. As far as Donovan Mitchell, you might have a chance with Donovan Mitchell because he got the turmoil going on with Gobert. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's still up to Utah. Utah can easily say, you know what, um we value Mitchell more than Gobert, and they could move Gobert. You know what I mean? So I mean, but your best chance is with Zion because he don't even want to be there.
well, so are you also going with him having the best chance of actually making it here? Because I heard Donovan Mitchell wants to play here.
I mean, at the end of I mean, don't get me wrong. If Donovan Mitchell, is available and we can get him, I'll welcome him to the team. But you said if I had to choose,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
choosing
That's what
Zion. I want the beast, the monster.
What about
That's
you,
who I
Mike?
want.
Whichever makes sense. Dame don't make sense, so the other two is fine. Whichever makes sense. We need another star potential player, so that's what all three of them offer. But like I said, Dame don't make sense. So
Right. Well, I think I would definitely, man, I was looking at the Donovan Mitchell, but I just think he's so small that I just think that he kind of does a lot of what Trae already is for us. But it would be lethal having those two on the wings together at the same time.
Heck yeah, man. You have a real all-star. What Donovan at the 2? You have real all-star, real slasher. He can slash. I mean, he kind of remind me of a like a thicker version of D Wade. You know what I'm saying? He could
Yeah.
slash. He can shoot. Obviously, he shoot way better than Wade did in Wade's early years. So he ahead of the game right there. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
Wade was clutch though. I mean, that was different.
I didn't say clutch. I said shooting.
No, no, I just said, but I'm saying Wade was also clutch from the time he was a freshman.
I don't know
Um,
about I guess.
I mean, yeah, Dwayne
I
Wade, he
guess.
played better
I don't
defense.
care what he
Defense.
did. I don't care what he did at Marquette.
but Dwayne Wade was a stud. All right, well, let me ask y'all this. Who do y'all think is going to have the biggest impact in the second half for the Hawks out of our team?
Biggest impact, probably
Hmm.
Bogey.
Ooh, that's a good one. You want to elaborate on that? Or Damon, do you want to dispute that?
Who did Mike say?
Bogey. It's a pretty good pick.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a good one. Like I said, man, as long as he coming off the bench and not playing with Trae, you're gonna get maximum effort out of Bogey.
Hmm.
You know, you're gonna get good effort from Kevin Herter too. I hope Nate is seeing that. Like them two play real good together. They play way more aggressive together. And it is what it is, man. Kevin Herter, he got to get out that mentality of I always have to defer to Trae. Now, don't get me wrong. Maybe that's what the coaches told him to do, but it's just a big noticeable difference, man. When Trae go out the game, Herter and Bogey are way more aggressive with just about everything. And I hope Nate sees that and finds a way that where he can rotate those guys, get them playing in together when Trae gets his breaks. When he sit Trae, or if Trae get in foul trouble, something to that effect.
Damon, can I pick at that a little bit? Do you think that that's a product of playing with Trae, or do you think that's more on Bogey and Herter? Do you think that that's just a way that Trae plays where that just kind of puts you in that mindset, or do you think that they are mentally deferring and are making that
I mean,
choice?
Trae Young is a superstar. I mean, it is what it is. It's like playing with LeBron James. You gonna defer to LeBron. I don't care how good you think you is. They defer to Trae Young. Look at the games, bro. Pass it to Trae.
So what kind
Trae
of
pass
number
you the
two do
ball.
we need in here? What kind of number two do we need in here so where we can maximize the effort of our one and two? What kind of
You
number two?
need me personally. If I was the GM and I'm trying to get somebody to play along with Trae Young, I'm looking somebody who's at least at his level as far as a superstar, an all-star. That's why I said you just can't go out here and get these random Jeremy Grants and these non-all-stars and expect them to be number twos because Trey gonna look at them just like he look at everybody else. Like, bro, you're not on my level at this moment. So give me the damn ball. So you need to, you get somebody like a Donovan Mitchell, who's NBA proven all-star. Obviously, like Mike said, a Damian Lillard wouldn't work, but say for some reason Lillard was like 6'6" or some shit. Somebody like a Lillard, established NBA all-star, star player, led his team, number one option. You know what I'm saying? Because then you can bounce, Trey can bounce off of that person on the court and as far as, knowledge of the game. But you
Mhm.
can't bring up somebody and say, hey, Jalen Johnson, you're gonna be the number two. Make sure this guy get the ball. Trey gonna be like, all right, sure.
Would you prefer the Hawks to go after a guard number two or a big man number two?
I prefer, if I had to pick one, I prefer the big. Capella just don't um
Excite you?
he's just very limited on the offensive side. Like and I just keep thinking about the playoffs when the games slow down a little bit and you gotta run a little bit more half court. You can't you can't throw the ball to him inside. He can't do nothing. He can't give you nothing in there. You know what I'm saying? Then you look at JC, who's limited as far as back to the basket. So, even in a half court, we still play the same way. Shoot the three. You know what I'm saying? Shoot the
Yeah.
three because well, that's where everybody else stand at anyway. So I prefer the big who is skilled. You know what I'm saying? Like your boy Mobley.
Okay. Mike, what about you?
Of course, star player, but this should be somebody who play defense, of course, in my opinion, first and foremost.
Okay.
Just need a defender, man.
All right. Anything else?
Nah, man, ain't no more to add to that.
All
Need
right.
Hey,
somebody with defense.
hey,
Okay.
Mike say, listen, man, I'm tired of saying the same old thing over and over again, and I know ain't shit gonna happen. We're gonna be right back here next year talking about the same lineup: Clint Capella, JC, Trae, Herder. They all gonna be back.
Well, Damon, who do you have as making the
Oh,
biggest impact in the second half, or even the biggest improvement on for in a personal improvement?
bro, I need more from DeAndre Hunter, man. I need more from Hunter, man. Like
A lot more.
I
He's been playing
need
good the last 4 games, though.
I wish I don't know. Obviously, I'm just on the outside looking in, but I wish we would force the ball to him a little bit more, just to see what can we actually get from Hunter. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see him attacking the basket. Well, he probably gonna have to work on that in the off season, but I would like to get him up if he could give us maybe 15 to 18 points a game on during this second half of the season. I think that would help us tremendously. Obviously, he's already good on the defensive side of the ball, but I would like to see more from him on the offensive side because I would like for us to have at least more than one person who commands a double team.
Right.
Besides, the defense, when Trae Young is not in the game, defense can play it straight up. You
I
know what
would
I'm saying?
love, I would love to see DeAndre Hunter develop a back to the basket game. I think that would make him, that would make him a key part of our offense because if we can dump the ball down and he's got sure hands and he can back people up because he's strong and he can make good reads, I think that would be huge. If he learned if he did something on the offseason, I would love for him to start developing a back to the basket game.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Um, Maybe Mike might know a little bit more than this, more than me on this. Shouldn't the head coach or the general manager kind of tell the players what they need to work on to in order to play better in whatever system we running, whatever you want to call it, action, whatever that Nate want to call the shit? Shouldn't he be like, hey, DeAndre, this is what I need from you or whoever in order to be successful in the way we play ball? Because people, you like you just saying, I would like him to develop back to the basket. Well, why hasn't he yet?
Hmm.
Or why hasn't he even done it? I don't remember him getting the ball, putting his back to the basket.
Me either.
I can't think of one time seeing him do it.
Mm-mm.
So
And he doesn't have it in his bag of tricks where he takes him from being faced up to him, makes a move to the right and then starts backing him down, like get his back on him. So yeah,
yeah,
I think that would be I think it would be an effective play for him for sure.
well,
What next,
shouldn't the
Mike?
coach say something? What you think about that, Mike? Is that on the coach to say, hey, player, hey, I need you to do this to be successful? What's going
Nah,
on?
not necessarily. I don't necessarily think so. I think as a player, you should just be trying to get better. You should know what your flaws and weaknesses are, and you should look to get better. I mean, yeah, a coach should say something, and the coach, but the players or whatever should try and get better at the end of the day. I mean, there's multiple players that need to get better at things on the team and not necessarily getting better. So it's not on the coaches or GM. I mean, everybody want them to do certain things. It's up to the players to work hard over the off season and develop, those skills and abilities.
Do we need
We,
better do we need better assistant coaches?
I mean, I I mean, again, man, I'm not gonna keep putting it on the coaches or whatever. You got these like, are they professionals or not, man? If this was amateur sports, then okay. If we talking about UGA coaching staff, then I'm with you, man. I'll harp on the coaches all day. But again, these are professional basketball players, man. Work on your craft. It's simple as that, man. Like, what do you need? Like, I don't, yeah. Like I said, it's more than DeAndre Hunter. There's other people as well that, like I said, still lacking in certain skills. Just suck at certain stuff. You don't think Clint should know how to, I don't know, use the backboard by now? A coach need to tell him that? No. You supposed to be a professional basketball player.
All right. Well, what's up, Chauncey? Let's welcome Chauncey in. What's going on, my man?
What's happening? What's going on? What's going on, fellas?
Hey,
Not a whole lot.
man. And let me say something, Lou. Listen. See, this the type of Mike I like. I like when he just be straight to the point and blunt as hell. Like,
He is
hey,
so
listen.
dry is what I'm gonna
Hey,
call
Mike be like, hey man, Mike be like this, man. He be like, man, listen. Okay.
You know,
Hey, you
he
telling
got
me
that
he a
vibe like we just
professional
lost 5 games in a row, though.
Hey, he like he a professional basketball player. He don't know how to dribble the fucking ball, man. Like,
Does he know what the fucking rectangle is?
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree
can
with
only
that.
imagine the coaches. But yeah, what's up, Chelsea?
What
That
up,
shit
man?
is
I agree.
hilarious.
Now, Mike, I agree with you on that. Yeah, because they know how to they know how to check that telling machine. They know how to, they know how to go online and check their bank account.
And they remember their PIN number.
Yeah. So
well, let me get you caught up, man. We went through real quick and asked what our favorite All-Star Hawks All-Star memory was. Do you have one offhand?
I mean,
man, we really have
Dominique,
no representation in these All-Star games.
I would have to say Dominique with the 360 move. Other than that, we ain't had too many. We ain't made too much noise in All-Star games and All-Star games past. I mean, Nick did well the few times that he went. I think.
What about What about having 4 All-Stars going?
That was the best. That was the best. That trumps everything.
Dope.
Yeah,
that was dope.
That trumps everything.
They ain't do nothing though. Like that wasn't even a highlight.
Hey,
for
me. I can't even lie, bro.
And walked up and down the court.
I don't remember.
I can't even lie. That shit was dope when they subbed them all in at the same time. Like,
yeah, dude, we had the whole team in there.
That shit was.
It was cool, but it was the wackest All-Star lineup ever, though. That you want to see, bro.
Well, you know what?
Alley-oop happened when they was on the court together. I don't know.
Yeah, I was excited.
Shot at 3.
I
was excited.
I can't even watch the 3. I can't even watch the All-Star game anymore, man.
Why not, Chauncey?
I can't, man. It's just with the format they go on to now, just straight up bullshit. They need to go back to the old format. And hold
on real quick. So by old format, you wanted to go East and West, or the timing?
Look, East versus West. Vote them in by position, and do like baseball do. Baseball, whichever league wins the All-Star game, they host the world. They're the home team in the World Series. Just do it like that. Give them something to play for. Give the MVP $1 million or something like that. You know, just give them something to play for. But the All-Star game, the whole All-Star game weekend, it sucks. It sucks ass. Now that's just me. You know,
you think moving it outside of the season would help it, or
no? You can keep it whenever it is. You can keep it whenever it is. I would say move it closer to the middle to actually, like, it's 82 games in a season. Let's play the All-Star game around game 41. Or most teams have already played 41 games, which is halfway through, not 52 and 54 games, because we calling this the second half of the season, but in all actuality, we only got 24 games left. So just move it up a little bit, and I don't even want to talk about that other shit that's going on, like the skills competition and the 3-point shootout. That shit there is like watching two old. Look,
the Antetokounmpo brothers did not look good.
I didn't watch. The only thing I seen all weekend, I saw a little bit of the futures game of the young folks, and then with that, man. Hey, same thing with the sophomore freshman game. Hey, let it be East. The best sophomores and freshmen in the East versus the best sophomores and freshmen in the West, and do the same thing. They're doing too much. They're adding all this old bullshit. Hey, get away from that. Get away from that star player picking the reserve shit. Let the fans vote in the starters, and then let the head coach of each team pick the reserves. It's gonna be some folks mad. It is what it is. Motherfuckers be mad every year. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, I think they moved to that format because LeBron was such a star, and so they probably wanted to highlight.
I get it. I get it. You got rock stars, you got mega stars, or whatever the case, man. But just just go back to the old format, because this new format shit, all the complaints that I've seen on social media, it's abundantly clear that this shit is monkey trash.
Well, the all-star game, what they need to do, man, is, like the slam dunk competition. For people as old as like me and Chauncey, I don't know if you in your 40s yet, Lou. I know Mike not, but we've seen all the dunks and stuff. Only people who get excited about dunk competition are usually your younger fans. But what I suggest is we take the best dunkers and we get the shot blockers
and go up
and let them go at it, baby. You know what I'm saying? You get a running start. The defensive guy get a little whatever he need, running start, and you try to dunk over him. I guarantee you.
You ever seen a trampoline court like that?
That's nobody's signing up for that, bro.
That's a hell of an idea. See, Mike ain't studying that shit. Mike with that younger generation.
No, don't get me wrong. Now
I'm watching that.
That'd be cool to see. Like I get it. You'll watch it. I get that. But the players ain't signing up for that, man. Somebody been and got hurt, bro.
Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. What I learned, bro, with just grown men in general. We all got this thing called ego. Okay, we got egos, bro. I guarantee you get one of them basketball players to say, "I would love to yam on this guy right here." I guarantee you, most of them not gonna be like, "No, I'm good, man." No, they gonna be like, "Who?"
You know what I would like to see?
Yeah, but that ain't the same though. Like I'm just saying, like most ballers in the sense of whatever, they're gonna just they'll do that in game. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna say if they like the yam or somebody like Ja Morant or whatever, he ain't gotta do that in no competition. Like, bro, I'm gonna go catch that body in game, bro. Like, okay, I see you. Seek that out. Miles Bridges or whatever.
There's a practice. There's a practice that where it's like king of the court, where there's like a bunch of people lined up and it's one-on-one.
That's interesting.
That would be dope.
To the weekend. They should add that to the weekend, like the king of the court, or I mean, even how the NBA players do it, because they do it where it's like, you know what I'm saying, you only got a few dribbles and stuff like that. You got to shoot. But that'd be cool because it's like a one-on-one thing. But the dunk contest thing for it, I was gonna say is that I agree with I thought about it before, like Stephen A. Smith. Because I mean, to me, I feel like we seen all the dunks. That's what they give us though. But bro, when you go online or you just go out here and stuff, man, folks be doing some crazy dunks. Like they should just come up with some unique way and like real talk, because the stars don't want to do it. Like you heard Ja Morant was like basically like, you know what I'm saying? Like he don't want to do it. Like
you get a $1 million, and motherfuckers start signing up.
No, they won't, man. Because if
you know what they should have?
They can get millions other ways.
Hey, how about they do something like the rookie sophomore? This shit is crazy. Rookie sophomore team versus the big three all-stars.
Interesting.
Ooh, old school versus old head versus they probably had to play half court though.
Man, they'll kill them old cats, bro.
That's what I was about to say. They'll kill them.
That's why I said it got to be half court. It got to be half court.
But you know what? How about bring back bring back the Legends game, the old timers game. We can sit up there and we can laugh at motherfuckers out of shape and all that.
Hey, I'd rather watch the Legends game than that celebrity shit. That celebrity shit garbage.
That celebrity shit, they need to take that shit, they need to turn that shit sideways and shove it up their ass, bro.
It looked like it was straight from the highlights, though. Miles Garrett was out there booming on.
Man, them celebrity shits be garbage, man. But I bet if you know what you should do, you should get the Legends, right? You get the Legends and you have them train with the big three. So when the Legends games come, they be in semi shape, so they can go out there and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? But man, nobody want to watch no goddamn dunk contest. I ain't watched the dunk contest in about 15 years, bro.
First of all, I got turned.
I don't watch that shit. I seen all the dunks, bro. It ain't nothing they could do that impress me.
All right. Well,
what I'm saying is, I got turned off by it when they went from 8 to 4. Go back to 8 people but just have one stipulation: at least 2 prior dunk contest winners got to enter, got to be in it. Which means, was basically the last 2 dunk contest winners have make it mandatory for them to enter. And when I say make it mandatory, if somebody want to buck and say, "Oh man, I don't want to do it," okay, then just go. Then just go to the next person down.
If they were smart, they would have retired the dunk contest after the Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine contest.
And you shouldn't get no redos. You get it right on the first time. If you don't get it right the first time,
that's what I'm saying. Them old heads ain't getting no redos, bro.
30 seconds to get a dunk off. After you do it the first time, you done lost all the fans.
All the momentum.
Yeah, because everybody just going back and forth.
Well, Chauncey, the next thing we got into after the All-Star break was that there are 3 obvious unhappy All-Stars, and it's Donovan Mitchell, Dame Lillard, and we're throwing Zion Williamson in there, even though I don't even know if he made the All-Star yet. This is a 2-part question. Who would you rather see on this Hawks team out of those 3, and who do you think has the better chance of actually being paired with Trae?
Well, Damian Lillard is not realistic because him and Trae play the same position.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell will make more sense. That Zion Williamson shit, I don't get our city's fan base, man. They get
you're calling up Damon right now because Damon's all in on Zion.
They get so enamored with motherfuckers who got a history of a quitter's trait. Like the boy got he done show. I don't give a fuck about that shit. About he don't want to play in New Orleans, man. You go earn your money. You play through that first little regular ass 4 years. Stay healthy. That's another thing with him. His availability. I say so. It's definitely a no with him. I don't give a shit about being entertained. Because if you just want to watch Trae throw some lobs, and you keep the guy who we already got, okay? Because he can do that well with him. Hey, if anybody got an issue with John Collins, I ain't trying to tell nobody not to have an issue with John Collins. You want to get him up out of here, but Zion Williamson, I'm saying no to that. Donovan Mitchell makes the most sense because he plays the off guard position. Now, naturally, you're going to give up a major asset or 2 and a couple of picks to get a guy like that. But Donovan Mitchell, to me, makes most sense.
Well, that's interesting. You bring that up. I don't think we brought that up last time. And do you think Utah, for the position that they're in, expecting to win, do you think they would demand more actual NBA talent as opposed to the picks than like a Pelicans, where they would take our picks and see that as assets?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the only way. That's the only way to do that, especially your team that you got championship aspirations. Hell, fuck a pick. You want somebody who can come in and contribute right away.
Mm-hmm. And what's your dip of choice there? What was that? What was that you chose?
Apple Skull long cut.
Oh, baby. Apple Skull. Come on now. That ain't no real deal shit.
Oh man, you sound like the guy police officer I used to do security with.
But that don't even sound right.
When I offered him some one night, he said, "Shit, if I want some candy, I just go to the candy store."
Exactly.
But that's all I fuck with. Apple Skull long cut. It's been like that for years, man.
That is hilarious. Okay, well the next thing we asked was about who do you think is gonna have the biggest impact on for the Hawks on this Hawks team in the second half?
Probably one of them veterans. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say Gallinari. Gallinari, since John Collins been on the shelf, he stepped into the starting lineup, and his minute Lloyd is not Lloyd.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, y'all. Nate has increased his minutes. He kind of staggered his minutes a little bit, and he got Gallo got that. Hey, I ain't got long. I'm gonna shoot my low look type, like about him. So I'm gonna say Gallinari or either Lou Williams.
Okay, and just as a recap, Mike said Bogey and Damon.
He's one of the veterans, yeah.
Yeah, and Damon said Hunter. He's expecting more from Hunter.
Hey, that would be beautiful if we can get more from Hunter. We can get, especially from the offensive end. I hope he worked on his ball handling a little bit during the All-Star break, because he's a multi-talented guy. He's a 3-and-D wing, but Because we already know when the ball gets to him, it's sucked in there, Jack. He ain't passing it unless he trapped in the corner. So if you're gonna be that way, at least work on your handles a little bit.
All right, and then before we get into the Bulls game and start finishing it all up, this JC injury, does anybody have any updates? I know he's doing shooting around, but is this something that's going to last a little longer than a couple of days like they initially thought?
It could, man, because them foot injuries be tricky, man. Them foot injuries, some people come right back from, and then hell, look at Capella for example. You know, when we got him, he had a foot injury, and hell, he basically missed a whole year. Well, he missed it. After we traded for him, he never suited up. He never suited up until the following season. So you got to keep your fingers crossed on that, man, because ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, the Hawks gonna need JC somewhere down the road.
Mm-hmm. Anybody got anything to add to those?
Yeah, those foot injuries, man. You know, if you ever notice in the NBA, the only people who get foot injuries like that are
the bigs,
are tall people.
Yeah, the bigs.
Because if you watch him run, that's why I was watching this one NBA scout, and he said when he scout big men, that's the first thing he looks at. How do they run? Because a lot of the bigs, they don't run properly. That's why they get all those foot injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look back, you know, Chauncey brought up Capella was out. Go back, look how long the boy Embiid was out for his foot.
Yep. 2 years almost.
You know, yeah, and people thought this is the only thing I hope. I hope the Hawks and this Emory Healthcare shared care crap don't rush him back with some BS.
I was saying the same thing earlier today, man.
I'm still suspect with them with Hunter's knee and whatnot. Don't rush him back. I'd rather have JC, you know, if he don't get traded or anything, I'd rather have JC for 3 more years than to lose him because we trying to get into a damn playing game seeding. So, you know, those foot injuries for big men, they could be what's the word I'm looking for? Nagging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially the heavier ones, guys like Embiid. That's another thing you got to be concerned with if we were to bust a move for a guy like Zion Williamson. That boy got to get some of that weight off him, man.
I will say the All-Star game highlights a man like Joel Embiid. He looks like a man amongst boys, even with All-Stars. I mean, the moves that he's making and finessing, and there's nobody else I mean, Hakeem Olajuwon maybe, but I mean
that's who I would compare him to.
His footwork, his touch, his IQ. I mean, it's off the charts. I mean, when it was time to win the game, he was trying to win that game for the.
He wanted the ball.
He wanted the ball.
It shows you that as fans, what a lot of us lack is patience. Because you look at some of these superstars, Chef Curry, he didn't really blow up till he was already 4 or 5 years in the league.
True.
Embiid missed all. I think Embiid
3 years.
in his first 3 years played like 40 games. So you can imagine like the fan channels and stuff probably saying, "Hey, this dude's a bust. Get rid of him." But now look at a Steph Curry. Look at a Joel Embiid. That's why I'm always like, you know, we got to have patience with this young talent. You know, we on our team, we see the talent there, but it's just a maturity thing because you have to also figure, you know, we drafting these players who's supposed to save our franchise, and these dudes be like 19, 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 19, 20 years old, I won't saving nobody's franchise. My damn, right. You know what I'm saying? I was running the army streets. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Philly could not have drafted more diametrically opposed people as Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. I mean, they are just.
Well, see,
you got to remember the process.
Cats.
Hey, let me say this real quick, Chauncey, so I got to get ready to roll. But you also got to remember when they went through the so-called process. The process, there was the only plan to it was lose games, get picks, and they would just take the best. They just take the best player available. Common sense says, why would you draft a Ben Simmons #1 and then go get an Embiid at 4 when you already know your Ben Simmons can't shoot? You know what I'm saying? But they were just taking the best player available. They draft him, folks, Michael Carter Williams. Like how many? That's 2 point guards right there. Just all doing the process. Point guards, 2 bigs.
You
consider
man, they drafted like when they started that process. Man, they drafted like
Elton
4
Brown.
or 5 centers.
Elton Brand or whatever.
They drafted Embiid. They drafted Okafor. They drafted what's that ugly ass boy name that played with the Knicks? That boy ugly as hell too.
Noel.
Noel.
Nerlens Noel.
I'm missing a center.
Noel.
It's not Curry though. That's the
Noel.
Bulls. They did the same thing for a while. But let me get y'all onto this because everybody's got to head out. Is the expectations for the Hawks second half? Let's go just round robin. I haven't heard from Mike in a while. Mike, what are you expecting from the Hawks this second half?
What I hope for is consistency. And
No, what do you expect? Not hope.
Yeah, shit, man. That's different stuff, bro. I'm gonna tell you what I hope for. I mean, what you mean? I'm gonna say what I hope for. All right. I'm gonna hope for better. All right. I mean, what I expect, if that's what you want me to tell you, then I expect we just be where we are. Be in the play-in, probably be 10th seed or something like that. That's what I expect then. If you want,
if you want to tell us what you hope for, though, go ahead and do that.
All right. Well, what I hope for is that it's consistent defense. And also, too, like I said, of course, we win more than we've been losing, which is they started doing before the All-Star break. So I just, like I said, I hope that we can pull off and get into like the 6th seed. But at the same time, though, like I said, I know everybody is going to be making their moves. I expect, and I think that Charlotte will continue to fall back some. So that'll help us. But like I said, well, I kind of expect us at this point to be in the play-in. I mean, I'll be happy to be wrong. I don't really. And then from there, it is what it is. We just hope we see what we did last year and just really put our star against other stars, and the rest of these fools just play their best.
What about you, Damon?
We have in the remaining games, I expect us to at least get to the 7th seed. We have, let's see, our remaining games, 11. It's either 11 or 13. I can't remember. We play 13 teams under 500. We have to win those games. Point blank, period. We cannot come out with that mentality that, well, I'm sure he don't think it's boring now, but we can't come out with that mentality to where we can afford to trick off these games against teams that, on paper we should beat. So I'm hoping I think for us to get the 6th seed, bro, we have to win like out of remaining games, probably 18. I don't see that happening unless we go on a crazy run. So 7th seed in playing, I think that's where we go end up. We cannot afford to not make the playoffs. We cannot do it. If we miss the playoffs, don't expect anything to be done because you're not going to get no real free agents to come here. You know what I'm saying? That missing the playoffs would be the worst thing as far as for the organization. You know what I'm saying? Some of these players probably do need to sit their ass down for the summertime and watch from home. But as far as the organization, we cannot afford. I don't care if we just make the play-in tournament. We need to do something in order to attract free agents. Obviously, they're not going to be nobody big, but to attract free agents to improve our team.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Chauncey?
Realistically speaking, the 6th seed is just it's a stretch. I expect the 7th seed, and I expect us to get to a 7-game series. What I want us to do is to win a fucking playoff series, a 7-game playoff series, and let the chips fall where they may. And and that 7th seed, I know we already know you're gonna get a 2 seed, and it's all about matchups. Like Holyfield used to always say, styles make fights. So it all depends on who sits in that 7th seed. I honestly think we got a shot against the Cleveland. Chicago would be tough. Miami would be tough. But so those are the 3 teams right now. And last I looked at, those are 3 teams right now that are battling for the top 3 seeds. In a battle for the top 3 seeds. I want to stay away. Early, at least early on, from teams like Brooklyn, because of that mega star power they got. And what they do? What did they do? What small moves did they make at the trade deadline? We already know. Brooklyn. I know they got Curry and did they get Curry?
They got Curry. They got Ben Simmons. They got they cut a couple of guys. They found Cam Thomas on their bench. But I'm not worried. There's no team that's going to sweep us. Every team is going to be,
hell no.
Every series is going to be at least a 6-game series if we get in.
Oh yeah. I mean, no. There's too much. I mean, we too good to be swept.
Yeah.
I mean, and just
we'll have a chance in the series.
Now, what could cause that to happen if JC's foot is worse than we hope? And man, a couple of guys get cold down. The stretch. This is what I don't want. What I don't want is for us to goddamn exert so much energy as a team trying to get that damn 6 seed. Then if we do get the 6 seed, we be out of gas and we just get wiped out by a 3 seed.
Right. Yep. Yeah. No, I feel you. I'd rather go in there, healthy because I do like our chances when we're.
I'd rather have to play that extra game or two as a 7 or 8 seed because how the format is. If you're in that 7-8 game, all you got to do is win and you're the 7 seed. If you lose, you're gonna play the winner of the 9-10, and then if you win that, of course you're the 8 seed. If you lose again, you already know you going fishing. So, cause to me, it's even if we do get in the play in and we don't wind up being one of the top 8 seeds, it's a failure to me.
Right, and the last thing we'll touch on, unless y'all want to get into because the Bulls game tomorrow is obviously important. But what I wanted to touch on real quick, this is just something that I saw during the game. There's a lot of comparisons about Ja Morant and Trae Young, and rightfully so. They're both really dominant point guards, really good, ahead of their age as far as like being able to have an impact on an NBA game. And a lot of the ideas were, hey, they would never be able to play together or anything like that. But watching them play together on the All-Star team kind of got people thinking, it seems like, because I saw a lot of people starting to talk about it. Would you rather, here's the question, after I set all that up, here's the question. Would you rather those two play against each other for the next 15 years, or would you like to see them join forces at some point?
I think what's best for the NBA is for them to play against each other. All you got to do is see Portland Trailblazers to see if that type of scenario will work. You got two in Portland. You had 2 guys, high volume scorers, but they small. We already know how Trae's defense is. I don't know what's up with Ja's defense, but if you put Ja on the average 2 guard, the average 2 guard in this day and age running around 6'7", 6'8", bro. You know what I mean? Back in the olden days, the average 2 guard was 6'5", 6'6", some was 6'4". Joe Dumars was a legit 6'4".
I would assume that it's closer to that than 6'7", 6'8" still. I mean, there's more Donovan Mitchells and Zach LaVines out there than there are, DeMar DeRozans and
Zach LaVine about what? How tall is Zach LaVine, Mike?
Are they 6'6"?
I'm not sure. I had to look that up, but
6'4".
somebody I was thinking Zach
he got to be at least 6'6".
Yeah, I have to look it up. I'm not sure how tall Zach LaVine is. Dang, it escaped my mind though. I was thinking about somebody who's short though, but yeah, Devin Booker. He's not necessarily. How tall Devin Booker? Not
6'5".
A tall shooting guard like that.
But I mean, but at any rate, we'll be a defensive nightmare. So
yeah.
I think what's best for the league is for those guys to go at it because you got 2 guys who I haven't seen a guy in years since Allen Iverson that control what goes on with his team as far as from a production standpoint, points and assists like Trae Young. And I give Trae Young hell, but what we don't need is for him to roll for him to have a high ankle sprain. We fucked.
I don't say it, but yeah, Zach LaVine's 6'5", man. That's crazy.
He's 6'5"? Damn.
Yeah, so somebody just dropped that, but yeah, he's 6'5", man. That just kind of blew my mind a little bit, man. Bro got hops like crazy.
Yes, he do.
Has hops. He definitely has
Right.
hops.
No, because like I'm 6'4", but I can't dunk no like Zach never could have. Like that just crazy.
And that's why I want. I'm gonna tell you one guy on our team. I want him to grab his nuts and take off, and that's Kevin Herter. Kevin Herter is a legit 6'8", and you playing the 2 guard, bro. You need to impose. He need to impose his will more. I like to see him get to the lane more. I know he can, his three can be wet, but when he goes into his shooting slumps, he look bad. So I like to see him get to the lane a little bit more. Got a nice body on him. Use his body. Now a guy like that will be key for us down the stretch.
I like his development though. As far as Kevin Herter goes, I mean, he was pick. You know, he's developed. We were like, opportunity here
for a 19th overall pick. We got 2 guys that are 19 overall picks. I know a lot of people got the issue with John Collins, but you got to think about it. John Collins was a 19th overall pick. Those guys, they have what would DeRozan pick?
Oh no, I was just saying Kevin taller than DeMar DeRozan.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, hey man, to be a 19 pick, we definitely got our return on that investment. Like I said, man, we would have hit a home run in that draft had we drafted Mitchell instead of Taco Bell. What's that boy name?
Omar Spell.
Yeah. We would have hit a home run because we took Trae at 5.
That would have been a nice team.
Yeah. We took Kevin at 19, and we took Spellman at 30 or 31 at 30. So that we would have hit a home run in that draft, man. Really hit a home run in that draft. We did though. I mean, if you look at the production, if you look at what Trae and what even what Kevin has done, even though a lot of us feel like he can give us more and he should give us more, we hit a home run in that draft.
Yeah, for sure. And so speaking of Zach LaVine, as y'all were talking, the Bulls game, this Bulls matchup. What is this game gonna tell you about this Hawks second half? Do you think like if we get out and get blown out, it means something? Do you think if we get out there and blow them out, it means something? Do you think if we win a close game that we're just going to be focused and win 20 games out of the 24 left? What do y'all see out of this?
I don't think it necessarily means anything besides who wins or loses tomorrow. I don't think you can take anything from it and say what will happen or predict what will happen in the playoff matchup, 7-game series. To begin with, I need to know what the injury report is or whatnot, or what the Bulls are going to look like if face them in the playoffs. I personally think that, them completely, at strength, are an issue and a matchup problem for us.
Hell yeah, they are.
Do you think their coach could steal a victory away from us? Do they have that good of a coach in Billy Donovan?
I mean, not even you ain't got to think about the coaching, bro. Which one playing? Take one or the other. Only way you can begin to say that, or I say going to coaches, if neither one of them playing. But if Zach LaVine or DeMar are playing, that's really slick enough to even begin with. That we got to be on our A game and defend well, because if you don't, one of them can easily drop 50 on your head. Mm-hmm. So,
we usually play this team close, and as far as the time that Zach's been there, so I don't expect this to be any outrageous game, but I think if we go out there with focus and determination, I think we will be able to tell a lot whether we win or lose by how we finish this game.
We'll need Gallo to shoot well. He don't need to do like he did, shoot bad like he did or whatever in that Boston game. I feel like if Gallo played, decent or whatever, normal, we win that Boston game.
I thought we had the Boston game. I'm actually when I had to go back and look at that game, I was disappointed because we actually took control of that game late, and we should have won that game, and that would have been a big victory for our team. Not only would we be one game closer to 500, but we put the rest of the team on notice because they were on fire, that Boston team.
Well, Jason Tatum finally woke up against us. The other 2 games that we played them, he was off. So he finally woke up on us.
You can call him off, or you can call it DeAndre Hunter.
I think DeAndre Hunter had what? Did he get in foul trouble, or he just got
4 fouls real quick?
He got and I think that's around the same time that Jason Tatum did get off or whatnot. Mm-hmm. So, Jason Tatum's definitely a talent. I ain't gonna act like he couldn't have, but maybe if DeAndre Hunter not in foul trouble and can play the regular minutes and regular, when match up for us, when Tatum out there, Hunter out there, maybe he keep him in check long enough still for us, and we pull that game out.
Yeah. Well, anybody got anything else?
Hey man, I'm good.
Excellent. So today's Chauncey's rant and sermon was sponsored by Apple Skull.
I didn't even rant today. I was good today, wasn't I, Mike?
Yeah, you were. Everybody was kind of just chill today. I needed some energy. I thought we were gonna be well rested and ready to talk shit.
Lou,
but everybody's like,
Lou, you are such a shit starter.
I know, right? I'm tired.
It ain't been no game. It was a boring All-Star weekend, man.
That's true. That's true.
We'll be back wound up next week.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, actually, we'll probably try to do a weekend show just because I really want to talk about this Bulls game right after it happens. Like I may even go on that night because I really do think so much of the table is going to be set by how this team reacts to this game. So I think it's going to be one of the more enjoyable games to watch for sure as a fan. And with all that said, that'll do it for the show. Join us next week. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, tell a friend. Like, share, subscribe, drop comments, find us on our socials, and check out our sponsors. We are for the fans, by the fans, and take care and have a great day. And with all that said, let's go Hawks.
Take it easy.